The last 3 days we really had the market move 213.30,
Seeing a report that
214.50.
Burberry and Coach are not currently in active merger talks.
Fade has been the trade. Fading strength into the 214.5, which actually worked all the way going back all the way to last Friday. So it's worked 3 out of the last 5 trading days. It seems like we're going to test 213 here. So be careful about being short down below 213 unless we started to really hold below 212.90. Could do a quick little flush there and come right back into this range from the last few days. IWM hovering above this 120 area. It's been holding a little bit higher the last couple of days, 120.50. All right, Microsoft. So Microsoft's new all-time high. It still got the internet bubble highs in the after hours yesterday. So we got up to $60 in the internet bubble, and then basically spent the next decade between $37 and $20. Started acting strong maybe 2 years ago. Let's see. Yeah, June of 2014, it took out this 42, ran up to 50, came back down, did a few retests here, close to $40. This nice consolidation then broke about a year ago, and hedge funds have been very bullish on it, and it's acted well. So they got rid of Steve Ballmer, the old CEO, the new guy they brought in seems to be doing a good job. It benefited from a couple of larger trends in software, software as a service. Instead of buying Microsoft Office now, every 3, 4, 5 years, people are just paying subscriptions. That model seems to be doing well for them. And the complex cloud stuff, they seem to be doing well with enterprises. I believe they're number 2 behind Amazon. So you can see it's longer term uptrend. Here's the channel. It's gapping up this morning to the top part of this channel. And so it's looking pretty good. It's going to be very liquid. You're going to be able to trade this with as much size as you want. Stopped at 60.50 initially. Never really had much of a pull-in. Came into a quarter. It made a new high at 75. And this morning is a little bit higher. So I think what we're looking at this morning is 60.50 as a potential level. Below that 60.25 on a micro level. Obviously the bigger level that people's eyes will be focused on if it pulls back is the $60 level. To use as a reflection, but buyers definitely in control and want to give them the benefit of the doubt until the price action changes. Okay, ALKS. This was 65 in the after hours on a good depression drug news. I just bought a few shares here into 57. It's now come in about $8. And let's take a look at the daily. So what happened with this one was a gap down here. It had a lot of support in this 55 to 56 area, and then it gapped down, and now with this good drug news, it's back above that gap. So playing it long against $55 for move back to 60, and then possibly even yesterday after hours highs in the low 60s, 64, 65 possibility. Some price targets in the 70s now, but certainly a pullback into this area here between 55 and 56.5 is you want to be long it.
Primary one is Microsoft. So potentially looking to buy dropouts.
Pre-market here broke down from 59. So sellers are in control right now. Just good risk reward area here being low.
So that's on the list. Also,
Skechers, SKX.
short pops. See if I can get 5 and 4 this morning.
So they guided revenue down next quarter for 10%. Stock's down 15% right now.
Also, I'll be tracking Twilio. I don't really have a bias at this point. I want to trade and see what it shows me around the $40 level. See how it acts there. Quick drop out.
So this one's been killed.
Primary stocks. I'm also got the ERWI on the radar.
Gap down here in earnings. This looks like another gap down in earnings. So this is the third time's the charm for bottoming perhaps. So it's now down back at levels where it was really basically where this up move started at the beginning of 2015. Actually went up a lot quicker than it came down. So it's coming back down into this consolidation area from early 2015. What do we have for support? So I think I found 1860 is that kind of support, big support area from early 2015, and then below that the whole number of 18. So perhaps right on the open we can get a flush to that area, and maybe it pops back up to the after hours low, 19.5. And then that's kind of an action area. You can see it already did it once in the pre-market, got above that 19.5 and actually failed. If it were to start holding above 19.15, then we look for the move into $20. And see from there. Twilio. So we played it for a bounce the other day, bounced from 44 to 49. Thought they had a shot at pricing the secondary in the mid 40s, and you can see sold off hard yesterday. People, hedge funds, larger players get word of how the pricing is going, and so when you see it selling in the afternoon like this, you know it's going to be pricing lower. 42, 43 would have been reasonable, actually down at 40. So they really had to bring that price in to incentivize the institutions to absorb that supply. Well, now that supply has been absorbed, we look for it to bounce again and put in a longer term bottom. So the consolidation after the initial IPO was between 38 and 43. So from a bigger picture perspective, until you get a close back above $43, you're probably not looking at a swing type long. It looks like it's coming into the secondary price now. I bought a few shares at 40 in front of 41 and look to buy more into 40. Mickey D's, McDonald. So this one came off earlier this year from $130. It was off about 15% from the high. The numbers are really good compared to I think what people were expecting. So just looking at it on the daily, this 114 to 114.5 area. Did I put that on the sheet? Yes, I did. It was actually above there earlier when I put it on. That's the resistance. It was actually 115 pre-market. That's what we want to keep an eye on to see how it does in relation to that. If we can take out that bigger picture resistance area, then you can look for the upside follow through, similar to AXP yesterday. So the issue with this one, oh, actually no, this one's been really good volume in the pre-market, so I'm surprised. So yeah, a lot of buying up here above that resistance area I just talked about, but it failed. So we want to see if it can get back above 114.5. If it can't, then sellers in control and people were looking to actually dump into this longer-term resistance area. Prior support, now resistance. PayPal. I watched this when the numbers came out. It got smacked down pretty hard on numbers that seemed good. It then reversed from the low 38s right back up to 40. Then I guess it had a second leg to 41.70 before pulling in here, holding the 41 area. And now it's above yesterday after hours resistance. I'm not a big fan of PayPal in terms of a platform as a user, but the stock, and it's been a confused stock obviously since it IPO or since it spun off from eBay. SC, SS coming off, or printing 1860. So this morning it's gapping up into this area here. So I'll respect that price action. It's been moving up and down wildly since the spin-off from eBay. It has made a series of higher lows here, 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 and here coming into it. So if it's this morning, if it's holding above 4130, we'll see. If it can do a new all-time high, maybe follow through a little bit over the next couple of days. AXP, which I just referenced. So AXP, I think this was really much more a geek product of expectations. Had gotten so killed after that initial losing the forget which move it was when they lost to Costco. It was one of these down moves in here. Came all the way down to $50, which is quite a bit overdone. And then solid number, so it took out this intermediate term resistance on the daily. But then you can see see this wick here on the daily. It sold off from there to close right back at resistance again. This morning sticking a little bit lower. So let's zoom in. So topped out yesterday 67, 65, spent a couple hours up there, sold off right at the end of the day below 67. And so now we want to see today, what does it do at the 67 level? If it fails here, then perhaps we get a pullback, $1 or $2 pullback. 66.5 would be the key level. After the initial up move in the morning when it topped out into 67, it came into the 66.5, never really held below. We actually had talked about it a little bit in the chat about where would be a good spot to play it for a second leg up. I talked about, I think, above 66.70. It did get above 66.70 and went up another $1 from there. I'm sure some people made that play. Now we want to see what it does in this area here. Does it support this and get back to the higher 66s and then start to hold above 67? If it does, we look to see what it does against this consolidation range from yesterday. TSCO, bought that right on the open yesterday at 63.5 on a flush. Didn't really do anything the rest of the day with it. It grinded higher, sold most of it at 64.5 to 65. And looking at it today, we want to see it hold the 64.40 to 64.50 area. It did, after it bottomed on the open, accumulated a little bit higher, then accumulated a little bit higher and higher in the afternoon. So they did start to buy it. I guess the next thing to look for is a hold above 65. And then ultimately, if it closes above 65.30, it's back inside of this range in the last week. Verizon pre-market, we talked about potential failure into the 50 area. It never got back up to 50 in the market open. It got to 70 cents, came in, played it on the long side. It bounced up about a half a dollar from 48.90 to 49.50 right here. And after that, just came back down to 49 and was bought. So we want to continue to watch this very closely. 49 to 48.90. Does it continue to be accumulated here? You can play that in either direction. Gets accumulated, you play it starts to hold below 48.90. You can play it on the short side. It trades over 12 million shares a day, so it's extremely liquid. Smitty wants to know about MO. MO gapping up a couple of dollars. Is that takeover chatter? I don't see any news. Last time it spiked higher, it failed at 63. The time before that, 64.30. So this morning, it failed at 64.30, this little pivot right here. I guess the way I'd be looking at it is, or I'm just looking at the pre-market chart. It's already done kind of what you would expect on the daily in terms of where it failed and where it pulled back to. So people are looking at the same thing that I am right now. So it got up to here, failed here in the pre-market, and then the pullback was right here, the support here on the daily. want to trade on the long side, you're watching this area here to see if it continues to support above 63.5. And obviously, if it starts to hold above this pre-market high, if you can move higher. I don't see the news, but the next major resistance above this area here, I think, is 67 on the daily. Anyway, be patient and good luck.
Hope you enjoyed that video. You can actually watch that video if you're subscribed to our Trader 90 before the market even opens. What stocks are in play? What levels in those stocks are important? And how we might go about attacking that stock. That's Steve Spencer, 20-year veteran trader, laying it out there every morning before the market even opens. A really, really powerful tool to start your session off on the right foot. So right now we're offering a trial that you can take advantage of to access this meeting and other meetings throughout the day. We have a meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern where you can sit down with Mike Bellafiore and listen to him talk about what's going on during the morning session, what stocks were in play, what the best trade opportunities were, as well as maybe some things that we're looking at heading into the afternoon session. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that trial.